So when you receive your holster, it's basically going to be essentially raw leather. Maybe one layer of some kind of a silicone spray. What I use is Obanoff's Water Shield. This stuff is totally natural silicone spray, non-toxic in any way. It's not an aerosol either, and it keeps the leather, you know, you know, from getting all waterlogged and so forth from sweat and from weather. So essentially, you get this holster. It's basically this raw piece of leather, and you really need the first thing you need to do is you need to mold it to your gun. The interesting thing is that most this particular one here is for the Glock 43, but most double stack nines, if you really kind of put them next to each other and look at them, their dimensions are very, very similar. I mean, just take these two. Of course, these two, the CZ was kind of designed to look and be just like the 19. But if you take almost any double stack nine, they're gonna have very similar dimensions. So that allows me to make essentially one holster, and it's gonna fit almost every double stack 9, 40, 45. And your job, of course, is to mold it. Now, you can either do that just by putting your pistol in and wearing it, and over time, you'll mold it in, or you can do it up front. A regular guy from Instagram and a regular guy's reviews from Instagram and Facebook, he kind of touched on it when he did this to his holster. He used really hot water, and he put it all over this part of the leather, and he molded it with his hands and got it all molded in. I would prefer, you can do that, but I want you to make sure you treat the holster afterwards. I want you to do that, but the way I've been doing this lately with my test holsters is I take that holster and I spray this Obanoff's on it, and I get it super soaked. You just want it to, again, this is good for leather, so you want this thing to get like super soaked so that you can mold it properly. The inside like this, and then get the back side. Again, this is all good because this is going to protect it from your sweat. It's going to protect it from when it rains, you get caught in a rainstorm, and it's also going to help you mold the gun. I also open this part up, I spray some more in there. And again, by you doing the molding, you can do it to your gun. I don't have all your guns. I don't plan on buying molds for every gun. I'm trying to make this business as simple as possible. And so you can take your pistol now. You got this thing really wet. And you can put your pistol, oh, that's the wrong one. Put your pistol in there. I'm going to put my Glock 43 in here. It's unloaded, of course. Safety checked. And I'm going to, it's not quite wet enough yet. This won't hurt the gun either. I mean, I'll use a silicone rag every time I'm done cleaning my gun just to leave a silicone residue on it. And now you can see that you can kind of mold this. You can get this nice and molded. Let me use a little bit more. You can buy this stuff on Amazon for about $8, $9, $10, and it'll last you a long time. And it's something you want to put on your holster I would say every time you either get it super sweaty, you let it dry out, you give it another silicone treatment. Probably, obviously the first time you get it and you mold it like this, I would kind of get it into the trigger guard a little bit. That's kind of what gives it most of its retention. And you're going to want to spray. I don't mold it as much on the back side, but I definitely get it very siliconed there. I do most of the molding on the front side because I think the back side just wants to lay flat against your body and keep you from getting, you don't want to feel every nook and cranny of the holster. That's kind of why I like working with leather instead of Kydex. I feel like it gives you a more comfortable backing to your what you carry your gun in every day. So yeah, that feels pretty good. And a lot of times I'll leave the gun in there for, you know, an hour, half an hour, whatever, and get it nice and molded. So yeah, and eventually you end up with something like this. Extremely well molded, and just fits the gun perfectly. Just goes right in there. Keeps it protected away from your body. And I'm telling you, I'm of course biased, but this is the most comfortable holster I've ever worn. And you know, the whole reason I started making holsters was to you know, I couldn't find anything comfortable. Even leather holsters, couldn't find them nearly as comfortable as this. So anyway, that's kind of the idea. We get this thing nice and molded, just like that. And didn't take much. It's probably not even $1's worth of silicone spray. You can use water if you want to, but I would prefer if you use something that is better for the leather. I won't dry it out. So, but anyway, this is it. This will kind of keep your holster nice and molded to your gun. Yeah, maybe I'll leave it in there for about an hour. All right, thanks for watching, and let me know in the comments if you have any good ideas or questions or tips for me about these. It's funny how my customers have helped me increase the value of this product just by their own curiosity and playing around with the leather. So thanks again, and take it easy.